The effective management of network collaboration will require massive training and education in interpersonal networking skills and competencies at all levels within the organization. In the vernacular of the total quality management philosophy, this collaborative networking concept is known as Kaizen. As companies seek the leverage gained by partnering with other organizations to achieve that multiplier effect of Kaizen, they will need to accept the commitment that a multi-directional, interdependent, collaborative relationship of this type of arrangement will require. The secret for growth in this environment is to professionally develop and expertly manage the quality and content of the human relationships formed within the value chains. The creation of a synergistic cohesiveness among chain members is required to succeed in this rapidly evolving, dynamically changing, and globally integrated marketplace. The concept of integration must first be understood at its molecular level prior to an attempt to harness its power. Each component of a synergistically integrated network of cooperation needs to be clearly identified to facilitate the successful management of the interrelated parts. The value chain model provides a filter through which a manager can better understand the level of importance of the connecting links and their points of cohesiveness to better manage the integrated workflows and processes of the chain. Information systems provide the networks with their operational nerve center. The data that flows through its communications channels provide management with the necessary knowledge to effectively, efficiently, and economically synchronize and control the orchestrated activities of the united chain. A well-documented strategic plan, the end result of an ETK assessment discussed in another module, provides a clearly articulated operational map of the information architecture needed to exert control over the various interdependent activities of the network. Monitoring these activities with the ability to make coordinated adjustments to the ongoing operations as needed is critical. These indispensable managerial controls are vital for success. It is akin to a pilot's need for an instrument panel that provides real-time feedback so that he or she can make the necessary in-course corrections to keep a plane on track. The tactical stratagem must provide the operational schematic required for the realization of the strategic goals of the organization. At the operational level, it is the feedback measuring the performance-oriented results of the processes and procedures that will assure success. In a network value chain operation, real-time data-driven decisions are required to be made at each level of the coordinated activities and for each stage of the integrated processes. The dynamic nature of the incorporation of the multitude of resources and processes from a wide variety of countries, organizations, groups, divisions, departments, work teams, and individuals create an exponentially increasing number of potential points of operational failure. Managers in this era will need to be well equipped with the information and communications technologies and the skills to use them to provide a stable infrastructure for an efficient command and control capability. However, skilled managers must not confuse access to an effective infrastructure with its ability to actually direct the critical processes and applications of resources to a planned outcome. Only the complete data capture of pertinent facts and figures processed into meaningful managerial reports will produce the level of knowledge required to support the managerial interventions required to keep the master plan on track. The only constant in a dynamically charged business environment is change. We know change will happen from the minute a plan is deployed. It is the role of management to monitor the external and internal environments within which their organizations function. They need to be able to detect, analyze, understand, and proactively respond to any potential circumstance that may be perceived as a threat to the orderly discharge of the operational plan. They need to provide continuous direction as to what actions need to be taken, when, and by whom. The role of management tasks takes on a more complex set of issues when working with partners who are located in several different time zones, have different work schedules, operate under different sets of cultural norms, operational policies, and national regulations and laws. Although this diversity provides great opportunity on the one hand, on the other hand, it creates a situation rife with potential problems logistically and interpersonally. H.G. Wells, in his 1940s futuristic tome, The Brain, Organization of the Modern World, recognized the inherent need for access to global information for solving world problems. In this book, Wells states that an immense and ever-increasing wealth of knowledge is scattered about the world today, knowledge that would probably suffice to solve all the mighty difficulties of our age, but it is dispersed and unorganized. We need a sort of mental clearinghouse for the mind, a depot where knowledge and ideas are received, sorted, summarized, digested, clarified, and compared. Wells' Dream Depot is alive and well today. Detailed, customized reports generated by our Management Information Systems, MIS, and our Executive Information Systems, EIS, provide managers with a clear cognitive map and understanding of the environment in which they must interact. Information systems technology has emerged as a major competitive force within most enterprises over the last decade. Loudon, in 2007, defines an information system as a set of interrelated components that collect or retrieve, process, store, and distribute information to support decision-making and control in an organization. IST has become an indispensable tool with which personal, organizations, and business relationships are enhanced, expanded, and maintained. The depot where knowledge and ideas are received, sorted, summarized, digested, clarified, and compared is not only technically feasible, it exists, and it is the primary function of the Management Information Systems to provide this depot of world knowledge. Businesses continuously seek to improve the efficiency of their operations in order to achieve higher profitability. Information technologies and systems provide some of the most important tools available for managers to use in achieving higher levels of efficiency and productivity in their business operations. Information technology has impacted us in every aspect of our lives, at home, in school, at work, in the government, even in our leisure activities. The changes have spread globally to all industries, to people of all cultural backgrounds and educational levels, and have been embraced by literally every nation on the face of the earth. It therefore behooves us to master this technology and to be prepared to harness its unlimited information and knowledge processing power. Accelerating technological change and global market demand have led to the emergence of new challenges, new opportunities, and new capabilities for information systems. Businesses and organizations of all sizes have become more involved and committed to the innovative use of information technology. Firms are spending an appreciable percentage of their capital and operating budgets on computers and related information systems. Regardless of your country of domicile, the company you work for, the department you work in, sales, marketing, finance, accounting, human resources, or operations, you will need electronic information systems knowledge and skills to get your work done efficiently. Perhaps the two most important technological developments resulting from the convergence of the computer and communications technology is first, of course, the advent of the Internet. Secondly, and equally as important as the Internet itself, is the connectivity, archiving, and search facilities provided by the World Wide Web protocols. According to recent research conducted by Internet World Stats Population, the number of Internet users as of December 31st, 2000 was 360,985,492. In 2009, over a quarter of the world's population, or 1.9 billion people, had access to a computer at home. The data regarding the world's population in 2010 sets the number of people at 6,845,609,960. The number of Internet users that year was now over 1,966,514,816. That's a whopping increase of 1.6 billion people on the Internet from 2000 to 2010. And the majority of these people have computers at home. With the advent of the smartphones joining the family of telecommunications connectivity devices, it is expected that the number of Internet access will be doubling every 5 years. Google's index list boasts in January of 2011 of having over 8 billion web pages. That's more web pages than people. This fact clearly demonstrates the importance of the Internet and its functions in the realm of human communications and interactions. One of the web's most powerful tools is that of web services. This is a feature that makes it possible to create customized communities of users. Web services is an ideal facility for creating, managing, and maintaining technology networked linkages. Web-based applications make the ability to link up with network members as a single, seamless operation. Because they are universally accessible, they can be used within a business or across traditional organizational boundaries extending to customers, suppliers, and business partners. This ability to connect with all stakeholders globally and instantaneously provides the distinct benefit of transparency of process operations among the networked member organizations of a value chain group and their customers. That is, you can build one web service that can be used by many different organizations. This kind of functionality makes such services as electronic data interchange, EDI, very attractive. The advantages of this kind of application is that value chain partners can operate a single entity to provide common services that enables a just-in-time, JIT, business approach. Today, nearly every organization uses information technology to help run their businesses in the globally integrated, internationally connected business environment. The systems, however, are only as capable of creating value as the people who use them are of understanding how to manage the information they produce. Therefore, a top priority for most companies is to recruit people who have the requisite skills and technical knowledge needed to intelligently manage the business processes using information systems inputs, processes, and outputs efficiently. Managers have become the organization's pilots of process. Even though new technologies enter the market all the time, there are a few fundamental applications of which all business managers should gain a minimum of proficiency. Corporate CEOs, CFOs, and CIOs rely heavily on their staff's familiarity with the management information systems and enterprise resource planning, ERP, processes to obtain the needed information required for sound decision-making purposes. Knowing how to use and interact with an enterprise resource planning ERP program, or at least one or more of its many modules, is a strong plus for becoming invaluable to any organization involved in a value chain operation. Enterprise systems integrate key business processes of an entire firm or network of firms into a single system, enabling managers of large value chains and individual departments to assemble an overall view of the operations. According to Loudon and Loudon, Alcoa has been one of the great success stories of the use of enterprise resource planning for eliminating redundancies and inefficiencies between its many complex productive systems. In a manufacturing value chain setting, for instance, the application of a supply chain management or SCM module would be a top priority due to the nature of the integrated interdependencies associated with production-oriented network. SCM, in many cases, is the minimum price of admission into a production network. Individual companies working in a global setting don't compete any longer with other companies in their space. Instead, competition in the international arena is among the various networked value chains. In summary, the three trends that are creating substantial opportunity for success, growth, and value-added contributions in the new global economy are, first, the expanding economic interdependence spawned by the global economy. Secondly, the ubiquitous nature and availability of the current information and communications technologies. And third is the coalescing factor created by the formation of technology-based network value chain partnerships. To answer the question, what kind of system and management changes do we need to make to be successful, I strongly recommend applying the assessment tools provided by the ETK analytical model. This introspective organizational assessment instrument will provide you with the specific answers you are seeking regarding the minimum emotional, human, technology network, and knowledge requirements and changes needed to be made to strengthen your collective opportunities for success and growth in the global economy. Change is not easy, but as Charles Darwin had once observed, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Individual professional preparation and continuing education, organizational strategy and realignment, and the inclusion of an internationally connected value chain network are the three factors shaping our secret formula for growth. As a final reflection, I would like to provide the audience with a caution regarding the reliance on information that has not been properly corroborated or on information sources that have not been thoroughly vetted. Information overload, the sheer volume of information available, and the veracity and authenticity of this infinite amount of information has sparked ongoing controversy over the past decade. Some experts have estimated that the amount of printed information doubles every 72 days. Today, one weekday issue of the New York Times contains more information than the average 17th century individual would have seen in a lifetime. In the last 30 years, more information has been produced than in the previous 5,000 years. There is an abundance of information and data available at the click of a mouse. Select your information sources wisely. Validate and verify the data streams feeding your business and decision models. And remember, the two most important admonitions provided by the pioneers in the early years of information systems development. First is to beware of the giggle factor. It's garbage in, garbage out. Secondly, and perhaps most important, is caveat lector. Let the reader beware. I hope this presentation will be of assistance to you and your organizations as you evolved into the networked collaboration and value chain environment in your endeavors, and as you make the difficult but necessary decisions to integrate the information technologies that you can to propel you globally. I wish you the very best.